Caution. All garages are different. Watch this video all the way through and carefully read written instructions before installing. If you are unsure or uncomfortable with installing this product, contact a structural professional. Always test this mechanism using a live load. Never stand, allow children or pets to be under a lifted object. Misuse or improper installation of this product can result in serious injury or death. Follow all safety rules and regulations of tools and ladders while installing this product. Wear safety glasses and protective gloves when installing this product.
Assembly of the frame. Put end caps on each of the 3 arms. Depress the spring button and insert the front arm. First hole for JK 4-door Jeeps. Second hole for TJ/YJ CJ Jeeps. Third hole for JK 2-door Jeeps. Depress the spring button and insert the front of the T using the corresponding hole for your Jeep type. Insert the remaining bar, we will call the bottom arm, on the bottom of the T to form a larger T. Depress push button and slide arm into second hole position. The first hole is for JK 2-door Jeeps only. The second hole is for all other Jeeps. Insert J-hooks and thread on hooks 3 threads past top of nylock nut. Insert J-hooks and thread on hooks 3 threads past top of nylock nut. There are a few notes about mounting the hoist before we begin. This is important when determining whether to do a wall mount or a ceiling mount. We will need to determine wall stud type and ceiling joist type. If the wall studs are 2x4 or 2x6 wood construction on 16-inch centers, no further action is required. Because the included mounting bracket is based on 16-inch centers, if the wall studs are further apart than 16-inch on center, cribbing cross bracing is required. Ceiling joists with living space above them are typically TJI construction. This type of construction also requires cribbing cross bracing. Ceilings with larger joist spans, 16-inch on center, will also require cribbing. This process is also illustrated in the ceiling mount portion of this video instruction. It is imperative that you drill or screw directly in the center of wood stud joists. Begin by opening and familiarizing yourself with the parts. Check against the instructions to make sure you have all the parts listed. Review the tools required list. Feel free to pause this video at any time to review. You can install the power unit on the ceiling or a side wall. Back your Jeep into your desired installation stall and find the approximate center of your hardtop. Draw a plumb line up to your ceiling and use this area to install your power unit. Find ceiling joists using your preferred method. Our demonstration ceiling has 24-inch joists on center and requires a cribbing cross-brace section of 2x6 for the ceiling. Screw 2x6 laying flat into ceiling joist using a helper. Be sure to use pilot holes in 2x6 to prevent splitting the lumber. In our installation, we are using 4-inch framing screws, 3 on each joist to ensure sufficient penetration. Use the power unit bracket to mark drilling holes into 2x6. Drill pilot holes using 5/16 inch drill bit. Using a socket set, ratchet down the lag bolts on one side halfway, but loose enough to slip the power unit on. This illustrates installation of the power unit on 16-inch centered ceiling joists that can be drilled. Before we get our power unit mounted, let's test it and remove the cable tape. Install power unit brackets on the back of the power unit using the lock washer and bracket provided. Tighten bolts. Install power unit. Slide the power unit onto the mounting bar and thread second lag bolt in place. Tighten lag bolts. Installing the pulleys. The pulleys come with lock nuts loosely attached and need to be tightened. Tighten all except the larger bolt with the spindle wheel assembly. We will be removing this to put it in line for a double line pull. Remove the spindle wheel and place remaining pulley assembly onto the cable. Replace spindle. Tighten lock nut, but do not over tighten. Make sure spindle turns freely. Reattach the claw end into the power unit. In this case, the safety stop will hang in place and the cable clamps will not be used.
Undo the bolts holding on the claw hook. Remove claw hook and set aside. Keep bolt, washer, and nut to install on the lifting blade. Put pulley assembly on lifting blade. Affix bolt in appropriate hole. Holes are designated at the end of this video. Tighten nut until securely fastened.
Wall mounting. Begin by finding wall studs. Measure wall studs and make sure they are on 16-inch centers. If they are not, please review the site prep portion of this video for further instructions. Install power unit support bar with a 5/16" drill bit. Space the holes 3.5 inches down from the ceiling. Drill pilot holes in the center of the wall stud. Screw lag bolts into pilot holes on one side, leaving it halfway loose. The power unit is heavy and awkward. This step is much easier with a helper, but can be done by one person. Tighten down the lag bolts. Be aware, this step may damage the sheetrock behind the saddle brackets. These brackets will be loose on the mounting bar. This is by design to control shock transfer. Measure from the adjacent wall to the center of the hoist. Then move to the lifting point in your garage and measure so mounting is equidistant from the same adjacent wall. Find the center of the ceiling joists.
Remove sear clip from pulley pin. Remove pin from pulley assembly and set aside pulley, sear clip, and pin. Find a ceiling stud above where you're going to lift your Jeep top. Use the empty pulley assembly as a template to mark drill holes. Drill 1/8 inch pilot holes, then secure to the stud using the screws provided. Put the line in the bracket. Replace the pulley, pin, and sear clip. You may need to squeeze the sear clip gently before installing. Caution! Make sure the sear clip retains tension and is tight. Install eye lag on next stud over to utilize double line pull.
Find the center of the ceiling joists. Drill pilot holes for eye lag bolts. Thread in provided eye lag bolts. Tighten eye lag until it only shows 3/4 of an inch.
Undo the bolts holding on the claw hook. Remove claw hook and set aside. Keep bolt, washer, and nut to install on the lifting blade. Put pulley assembly on lifting blade. Affix bolt in appropriate hole. Holes are designated at the end of this video. Tighten nut until securely fastened. This option is for use with a sidewall mounting of a power unit only. Install carabiner onto lifting blade. See latter half of video for placement. Install pulley assembly with bolt, washer, and nylock nut. Thread nut past nylon portion, but do not over tighten.
Balancing using the lifting blade. You will need to find a balancing point on the lifting blade. Below is an illustration of good starting points, depending on Jeep type. Please note these are starting points and each top configuration is different. You may have to move forward or back to properly balance top. Remove the pin at the end of the cable and attach it to the frame.
Gallon jug is a little trick that acts as a counterweight. The operator removes any attaching hardware holding the top to the Jeep body. Now lower the frame to the top of the Jeep and attach the hooks. The top is then ready to lift.